Hey guys, and welcome to Open the Armory. Today I am at one of my Bible study contacts, my good brother John here, and I've been studying with them for about 2 months now, and we've been studying victory over sin, we've been studying how to surrender, and different things like this. And recently we've been studying the second coming of Jesus and the prophecy, Daniel chapter 2, which has been very interesting, right?
Yes, it has. Very interesting.
And we see these prophecies coming, coming to fruition before our very eyes. But today we want to share with you about quitting tobacco, because John here has been, he's been addicted, right? You were addicted to cigarettes from what? So what age did you start? When did you start?
I started smoking at about 12 years old.
12 years old. So I'm sure not many people do that from 12 years old, but nevertheless, you wanted to quit, right?
Yeah.
You've been wanting to quit before, right?
Several times. Like I said, know how many times I said this is gonna be my last cigarette.
Right. Wow. And I'm sure you guys can sympathize with that. You've probably made many commitments, that say you've said to yourself, this is my last, but then it ends up not being your last, and you kind of lose confidence in yourself when that happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what have you been doing? Because John here has decided to quit cigarettes completely, and he's been on a roll for the last 5 days. And he's doing it. He's doing it this time. So what brought you to this decision?
God convicted me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He would not let it leave my heart until I started working on it.
Oh, wow. So conviction. Now, I'm assuming that as we started studying the Bible, those convictions deepen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Lord is speaking. The Bible says, today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts. And I want to give that appeal to everyone out there as well. Don't harden your heart if the Lord is telling you to let this thing go. The Bible says, if you regard iniquity in your heart, the Lord will not hear you. God understands addiction. He can sympathize with you. However, he wants you to quit it. And by his grace, it is possible. And I believe John here has learned that. It's possible, right?
Yes.
So what do you do? How do you overcome? What do you do when the temptation comes? Or how do you do it on day by day, like for the first 10 days?
The way I've been doing it is basically just pray every time it starts to happen. And in order to help keep my mind from straying to a cigarette, I just try to keep myself busy doing whatever around the house. Cleaning, playing with the kids is a good one.
Okay, good. So make yourself busy. That's what you're saying. All right, so there's a principle in Romans chapter 12, the very last verse. And the verse says, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. So the principle is something better. It's the principle of something better. And if you are overcoming an evil habit, you have to replace it with a good habit. So John here is replacing it with, playing with the kids, doing something.
Reading the Bible a lot more.
Reading the Bible a lot more. That's a huge one. And claiming the promises, right?
Yeah. One promise that I've claimed a lot is the battle is the Lord's. It's what God keeps putting on me to claim.
Right. So the battle is the Lord's, but the thing is, you have to give it to him. And one thing I want to tell you with quitting cigarettes or fighting temptation, whatever it might be, when the first thought comes to your mind, you cannot cherish that thought for 1 second. If you do, it will overwhelm you. And
yes,
I'm sure you have this in
your
experience, right?
I've had a couple times in the past where I quit for a couple of days, and then the thought would come into my mind, I'd entertain it, and eventually I would get a cigarette.
Wow. So, brothers and sisters, I'm sure many of you can sympathize with this, but it doesn't have to be. If you just surrender everything to the Lord, and whenever that urge comes, just fall on your knees, cry unto the Lord, and then do something to distract yourself. I think that's what you've been doing. That's
pretty much what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm. Now, there are certain things that you can do, certain cleanses you can do, and certain things you can eat to help yourself with this addiction. And we hope to go into that more maybe the next video. But I just want to encourage everyone that you can do it. You can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you. That's what the Bible says, and the Bible is the truth. So yeah, I just want to encourage everyone. Do you have any last words?
No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah. Well, brothers and sisters, you can do it. God bless.